And hello everybody, welcome back to some more Phoenix, right? We're in the Turnabout Big Top, and we're in the first trial phase. Here we go. Ben doesn't exercise enough, or Ben's testimony has a flaw. Prove an important point. What point could that possibly be? Let's figure it out, shall we? There is a huge contradiction in this witness's testimony. Contradiction? The witness testified to the following effect. Up until the police arrived, he didn't move from the entrance to the plaza. However, the witness just stated that he chased after Money the monkey. When the witness was off chasing Money, there was no one watching the plaza. What is the meaning of all this, Mr. Phoenix White? I'm pointing out flaws, bitch. That's what's happening. Where are you going with this little theory of yours? I'm saying that there is no possible way that this witness saw the plaza the entire time. That's where I'm going with this little theory, which leads me to my next point. It is entirely possible that someone other than the defendant was at the scene. Like who?
Objection!
Well then, tell me this, Mr. Phoenix White. Do you have any proof that something slipped past this vigilant ventriloquist?
Objection!
Well, he obviously didn't see the victim, the ringmaster, arrive on the scene. However, that doesn't change the fact that he saw the defendant alive. The witness is lying. He is blinded by his rivalry with Max. Well, the defense's argument does hold water. This witness does have a history of animosity towards the defendant. What? How dare you? I wouldn't lie just to get that dork face in trouble. He's not even worth it. I saw him, no doubt about it. I saw that worthless liar. Well, just for clarity's sake, let's flesh out exactly who you saw on that night. Ha! I've told you so many times, you'd think you'd know my story's not changing. You've already changed your story, stick boy, and I'm sure it will change some more. Where there is one lie, there are usually many more behind it. Exactly, Maya. That's why we have to keep after him. Yeah. Witnessing Max. I'll give you that I was off waiting that night for Regina, but that doesn't change the fact that I saw Max in the plaza that night. He showed up after I had been waiting there for about 5 minutes. I said good evening to him, but he didn't even acknowledge my presence. I'm absolutely sure it was him. I saw Maximilian Galactica at the scene. There's no way I could mistake someone wearing those 3 ridiculous symbols. Ah, ha ha ha. That's where the poster comes in. So that means that Money didn't show up until after you saw Max. That's right. Money ran up less than a minute after I saw Max. Then Money snatched the ring and you went chasing after him. How long was it until you came back to where you were waiting? Well, let's see. I'd say about, I suppose 5 minutes, I think. So the victim could have arrived on the scene in that 5-minute stretch. Mr. Wright, please proceed with your cross-examination. Witnessing Max. Oh boy. I'll give you that I was waiting that night for Regina. I'm going to press every statement because that's just a tradition at this point.
Hold it!
So you were only concerned with waiting for Regina that night? That means you probably wouldn't have noticed if someone else showed up. You should think about how many eyes I actually have. I've got 4, you know. F-O-U-R. Counting Ben, of course. With that many eyes, do you really think something would have slipped by me? 4 eyes is an awful lot of attention directed at one area, I suppose. Yikes, the judge is even more dangerous to our case than Trillo. But that doesn't change the fact that I saw Max in the plaza that night. Did you just see Max or did you see Max's clothes? That's the real question. No one's acknowledged that you saw his face. Did you see his face? So you saw Max coming out of the Big Top that night. Of course that's where I saw him coming from. I was staring at the entrance to the tent the entire time. I guess that makes sense, especially since he was waiting for Regina. He showed up after I had been waiting there for about 5 minutes. About what time would you say these events took place? You're one of the dumbest people on the planet if you can't figure it out yourself. You already know that practice finished promptly at 10 p.m. And you already know that I went to the watching house right after practice. You don't need to be a brain surgeon to know around what time it was when I saw him. Just add 10 more minutes. I'm sure you can do that. Now, what time was it? Indeed, what time was it? What time was it? Let me think about that for a second. Yow! It was 10 p.m. Ah, yes, that sounds about right. Wow, no one can count from 0 plus 10. It sounds about right because that's the time I saw Max on the scene. I said good evening to him, but he didn't even acknowledge my presence. Maybe he didn't see you. Or maybe it wasn't even Max. So you testified that you said good evening to Max that night. You must enjoy asking incredibly obvious questions. You say good morning in the morning and good afternoon during the day, right? And it's obvious that I'd say good night to someone at night. What, Ben? You've got something to add? Let me guess, that's not it, Twillo. You say good evening at night. Ah, I'm sorry, Trillo. Mr. Quist, I would prefer if you kept your ventriloquist act outside of the courtroom. Impossible! A performer lives and breathes his performances. You should know better. There's gotta be something wrong with this bit of testimony. Trillo's evening greeting? Ben's half of the comedy act. Well, let's go ahead and see both of these. Isn't that a bit strange to you? What do you mean? Well, if you hate Max so much, why would you bother being nice to him? It strikes me as somewhat strange. Why would it strike you as strange? Exactly. How is it strange to be cordial to one of your co-workers? Well, if it was simply just being cordial to a coworker, I would understand. Ow, that hurt. Maybe you should think of having some proof before your lips start flapping next time. Proof is everything in this world. You should have learned that back in grade school. There's no reason that Trillo would ever say something nice to Max. But how do I go about proving that with evidence? Bluffing is everything in this world, but I'm sure you already learned that one. I guess I can give it a shot. The witness will resume his testimony. You are 100% absolutely sure of what you just said? I told you already, jeez, I am 100% absolutely sure. There's no way that it could be any more confident than that, right? There's no way I could mistake someone wearing those 3 ridiculous symbols. Those 3 ridiculous symbols, huh? Out of curiosity, exactly how many times have you asked that question by now? If you're gonna ask again, I'll answer with a chorus. Everyone together now. Silk hat, cloak, white roses. Thank you very much. Maya, you didn't have to join in, did you? But it's fun shouting out with everyone else. There has to be a hole in his testimony somewhere. I agree, but do we have the proof to make something stick? All we can do is try, right, Nick? We've got to have something that will prove useful. Alright, time to go to work. Let's see. Because there is one more question on here that we didn't quite get to. Ben's half of the comedy act. I hate to say it, but Ben's part of your little act is coming off a bit stale. I'm sure that if a pro was to review... Ow! You You're not trying to pass yourself off as a professional performer, are you? Don't get so wrapped up in yourself, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You should know better. Ow, ow, that hurts. Why has no one stopped her from using her whip in a courtroom? That's my question. That should have set him straight. You may proceed with your testimony, witness. I'm absolutely sure. Okay, so how about we go ahead and present this thing. Let's take a look at it first. So there's a tiger and what looks like lava, and then probably like TwitchCon or something. I don't even know. So let's present this.
Objection!
No? Your Honor, that statement. Nothing especially. I guess it's kind of petty to badmouth someone's performances. I think so too. I guess you really are right all the time. Glad to see you finally coming around to that. Continue with the cross-examination, please. Like, why would you say good evening to someone who hit you over the head?
Objection!
There was literally assault on you. Trillo, it is not true that you had a fight with Max on the day of the murder. A fight? A fight over Regina, to be exact. It wasn't that big of a deal. It was just an argument. A disagreement at most. I don't know what kind of voice he has anymore. A disagreement doesn't usually end with someone getting clonked over the head. Why does Trillo keep exploding? That morning, Ben got clobbered over the head by Max, didn't he? What? Is that an admission of assault and battery? Exactly, that was assault, right? Ouch! Before we handle that, we should wrap up the defendant's murder charge first. The truth is, on that day of the crime, the defendant and witness had a huge fight. There is absolutely no way they would have suddenly become cordial that evening. Moreover, just consider the personality of the witness on the stand. Exactly. Why is Trillo so rude? There is no way a puppet this lewd would just up and say good evening to his rival. Gah! Little suspicious. Are you saying this witness is lying? That he is trying to frame the defendant by claiming to have seen him at his crime scene? I didn't tell a single lie. Honestly, I just... That's enough from you, Mr. Quist. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? Let's clarify this testimony for the court. Could you explain your theory about who the witness actually saw that night? That's a very good question. He didn't see anyone, he saw the defendant, he saw a different person. This is my guess. It is my belief that the witness did indeed see someone that night. It was just someone else. That's who he said good evening to. What kind of theory is that? The correct one. Furthermore, I don't believe the person the witness saw was Max at all. What? If he had truly met Max that night, there would have been no greeting at all. Which means there was only one proper answer. The person the witness saw that night was not Maximilian Galactica. That is why Trillo made the effort to greet whoever it was he saw that evening. Or, good evening, as he put it. What in the world? Would the defense kindly explain who it was Trillo saw that evening? I can't words. Would the defense kindly explain who it was Trillo saw that evening then? Who was it? Probably the ringmaster, right? It had to be. Considering the ill temper of this witness, there is only one person he would greet. It must be Regina. It's Regina, right? She's so cute. Judge, not you too! God damn it. No, Your Honor, it is not Regina. If it was Regina, Trilla would have given her the engagement ring as a present. Oh, yeah, I suppose you've got a point there. This judge is so stupid. It was Russell Barry, the victim himself, was it not? That hurts my neck thinking about doing that. You are correct. It was indeed Russell Barry. The person you saw that evening was the victim, the ringmaster, Russell Barry. That's why you greeted him, Trillo. Isn't that correct? Answer the question, Mr. Quist. Why does it keep exploding? Order, order! How do you respond to this? Wait a second. Well, at first I thought I was the old man. But once I got a better look at him, it was obviously Maximilian Galactica. You got a better look at him, you say? I think it is high time that we clear the air about this question. Mr. Quist obviously witnessed a single person in the area of the plaza that evening. The problem is identifying exactly who that person was. Was it Maximilian Galactica? Or was it the ringmaster, one Mr. Russell Barry? The prosecution argues that it was the defendant that saw the witness that night. The witness has clearly stated that he saw the defendant's 3 symbols. 3 symbols. Alright, this is getting old. Come on, man, you've got to remember them by now. Here we go again, everyone. All together now. Ow! Yes, we know. The silk hat, cloak, and white roses.
Objection!
A silk hat and a cloak. Anyone could wear them. They'd even look good on me. Fabulous. What was that? Well, the witness has endlessly repeated that he saw Max's 3 symbols. However, how do we really know it was Maximilian Galactica? It could have been someone else dressed up as him. Exactly! Possibly even Russell Barry. What? Miss Von Karma. Do you have clear evidence that the person the witness saw was the defendant? Well, if that's the case, then it is impossible for me to make a judgment at this point. Yes! I think we finally won a point in this one. That is very unfortunate. Huh? You're just a little too excited for your own good, Mr. Phoenix, right? What do you mean by that? You merely established one thing from this witness. You established that this witness saw one person in the plaza that night. I applaud you on your effort, but who that person was can only be answered by the next witness. Huh? Is it gonna be the clown? Your Honor, the prosecution will provide, beyond a shadow of a doubt, an answer to that question, and evidence that clearly establishes one thing: that there is no one other than Maximilian Galactica responsible for this crime. Alright, you better have some dang good proof, girl. Very well. The court will take a 10-minute recess. During that time, I request the prosecution prepare their next witness. Court is now in recess. To be continued! Sweet. We made it. Save your progress up to this point? Yeah, sounds good. December 29th, 11:54 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 5. We are continuing the trial. Here we go. Sweetie, you have to believe me, I didn't go nowhere near that crime scene. I'm gonna give him a southern accent now. It's gonna change every time. So then, where were you when the murder took place? We talked about it yesterday, remember? I was in the ringmaster's room. And while you were there, it was the ringmaster who left the room, right? Exactly. He told me to wait in the room because he would be right back. That's when the ringmaster headed to the scene of the crime, right? That's what it seems like. But the ringmaster must have been wearing Max's costume, right? Oh, sweetie, I just remembered. I went straight to the ringmaster's room, still dressed in my stage clothes. But when I got there, I went ahead and took the costume off. Why are you still wearing your costume now? Like, why not dress more appropriately for the courtroom? You know what I mean? Which means... It means that the ringmaster could have taken his costume and went out looking like Max. Looking like Max. Why though? Fabulous! That's a fabulously possible possibility. Well done, Nick. However, sweetie, why would the ringmaster want to dress up like me? Isn't that a bit strange? If you think about it, all they found at the crime scene was my cell cat. That is suspicious, isn't it? Also, by the way, I don't know why, but I can't hear the game right now, so I don't know if there's special music going on or if it's just absolutely silent. But I'm just gonna have to record this way. What about my cloak? Where did that go? Double, Wow, Max, I never thought of that. You should be a detective or something. Well, I was never quite sure what I wanted to be when I grow up. Magician or president? ¿Por qué no los dos? You have no idea how hard it was to make a decision. President of what? Exactly. President of not wearing a shirt in the courtroom? That's really cool. Fabulous. This mystery just keeps getting deeper. So mysterious. December 29th, 12:06 p.m. Here we go. Francisca. Now that everyone is back, let's get started. The court is now back in session. Ms. Von Karma, please proceed with the prosecution's case. Very well. I will now call my next witness. A pitiful clown with the unfortunate distinction of having seen the entire thing. Will Mr. Lawrence Curls please take the stand? Why did she just call him a pitiful clown? I know that's rude, right? He looks so sad. Why is there a mouth on his hat? The witness will state his name and occupation for the court record. I don't want to. Oh, Jesus. I didn't even read that. Name and occupation. Will the witness please inform the court why he is speaking autobiographical gibberish? I didn't even read it. I'm sorry. I'm just not used to being in court. I've never been in a courtroom in my life. Why are you dressed like that in a courtroom? Why do you have your clown makeup and everything? Jesus, has no one ever heard of, wearing something other than the same costume all the time, every day? My goodness. I'm just not used to being in a court. I've never been in a courtroom in my life, I can tell. I wasn't quite sure what joke is best suited for this sort of occasion. What in the world are you talking about? You're in a grand hall of justice, not some comedy club. Since it's easy to see your occupation, please state your name for the court. Yo soy un payaso. Oh, yeah, maybe joke is okay. Mom, do I have to wear pants? The sign says only no shirt, no shoes, no surface. Do you really think this is the time and place for that kind of content? Bro. Okay, how about this? Have you met my proctologist, Mr. Seymour Butts? Alright there, Bart Simpson, calm down. How about that one? You're so funny. Knock it off. But a couple of Jesus, I can't read that. Your name? Lawrence Curls, professional funny man, also known as Mo the Clown. You witnessed the scene at around 10:15 p.m. the day of the matter, correct? Yes, it is. Very well, Mr. Curls. Will you please testify to what you saw that evening?
A rabbi, a priest, and a Rastafarian. What?
Without the humor, please. Okay.
Aw, poor Mo can't be his normal stoogey self in court. Well, no shit! It's a courtroom, not the circus. This is not the time or place for that kind of shenanigans.
Oh my god. What you witnessed, here we go. I know. I'm not the greatest comedian in the world. I haven't been able to make people laugh for 10 years. Now, how are you still employed if you can't make people laugh as a clown? That's my question. No matter what I say, all I get in return is a vacant stare and polite applause. Since no one ever laughs at my jokes, I've taken the laughing at them myself.
It's really sad. Why do they still hire you if you can't make people laugh?
It's a bad habit, but hey, at least I'm trying. Imagine my predicament. I'm a clown who can't make people laugh. I'm almost useless. Okay, so what is your one usefulness then? But I keep trying. I even tried to come up with jokes just for today. But this atmosphere is very nerve-wracking. I decided to try making everyone laugh. Seriously, everyone. What do you think of me? How am I doing? Not great. Read the room, bro. Aren't we the ones supposed to be asking the questions here? Witness? Huh? We will listen to your call for help after the court proceedings are over. Thus, please stick to the facts of this case. Really? You'll really hear me out? Why does he look mad? Well, I'll make sure that one of my staff will be at your stray man later.
Thank you. I can't wait.
Why does he look mad? Poor Gumshoe. Now that that's settled, shall we begin once again with the testimony?
Of course we can. I'll talk for as long as you want. Tee. I'm gonna have my weird voice again.
What you witnessed. Here we go.
The night of the murder, after practice was over, I went straight back to my room. You have no idea how tired I was that night. I was pooped. I thought I'd go straight to sleep, but before I did, I glanced out the window. That's when I saw two silhouettes. They were a bit far away, though.
My question, is this a two-way mirror? Like, can people on the outside see through your window to see you sleeping? Or possibly even changing your clothes? That seems like an invasion of privacy. I hope it's blacked out on the other side. It's just a mirror, I hope. I hope they can't see you inside.
That's when I saw two silhouettes. They were a bit far away, though. It was the ringmaster, and he was with Max, who was wearing his cloak. I kept watching them, and all of a sudden Max clunked the ringmaster over the head.
That doesn't sound good, does it? That's very interesting. If this eyewitness account is to be believed, I have enough to pass judgment right now. But you're gonna hear us out first, Ro, right, Judge? Of course you can. There is no way that this account can be criticized. I'll find a way. However, the witness is a bit, how do you say, off kilter. Almost like he has some sort of atmosphere of guilt surrounding him. That must be because of my insincere smile. Mr. Wright, please begin the defense's cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Nick, you've got to find some kind of contradiction in his testimony. I know that. Mr. Wright, Your Honor? I'm afraid that if you push this witness too far, it would bring disaster upon the court. Thus, I sincerely hope you are not going to engage in pointless saber rattling. Saber rattling? What does that mean? I understand, Your Honor. If you can cause this clown to stray from facts, I'll hold you responsible. Why am I responsible? I'm not the one with the corny jokes. Oh boy. Oh, I'm still missing 3 ticks up top. Oh well, it's fine. The night of the murder, after practice was over, I went straight back to my room. I'm gonna go do my thing of pressing every statement to see what I can get out of this. You'd say that practice wrapped up around 10 p.m., correct? See, that's the thing. Huh? How exactly am I supposed to make a joke about 10 p.m.? You don't. You don't. This is not the time or place to be doing that, bro. Now, at 8 o'clock, that's something a clown can riff off of. Let's just pretend it's 8 o'clock. That way I can make a great joke. Let's not. Let's not make it 8 p.m., alright, Mo? What do you mean, let's not? Don't take the clown out of clowning around. You're in a courtroom on the witness stand for murder. This is not the time to be making jokes. I hate this guy. He needs a reality check for reals. Oh my god. Come on, Nick, just listen to his joke. There are 3 reasons why I don't want to. 1, I probably won't laugh. 2, I'll get hit with a penalty. 3, I'll get whipped. Will the witness just proceed with his factual testimony? You're so boring. That's the way I like it. You have no idea how tired I was that night. I was pooped. You were pooped that night? Yes, I was very, very tired. Not to mention I had some bad Mexican food. Aw. It was Taco Bell, wasn't it? We all get the runs on occasion. It clears out your bowels, so that's for sure. What? The double cheese, double bean enchilada is a dangerous menu item. That just sounds pretty good. What happened after that, they say, happened. Ah, ha, ha, ha. That one was cool, huh? I hear the kids really love toilet humor these days. Skibbity toilet? Oh no, that's way too young for me. That joke was so hip. I don't want to ruin it with a reply. I've got a good reply, though. That joke was so funny, it just earned you a penalty. What the hell are you talking about? Am I getting punished for pressing now? Is that what's happening? I didn't even... Oh my god. I thought I'd go straight to sleep, but before I did, I glanced out the window. You just happened to glance out of the window? You could say that. You could also say I peeked, stared, glimpsed, peeped, eyeballed. Mr. Curls. Oh, I guess synonyms aren't allowed either. What should I do? I wonder if I should press him further on this issue. Sure, let's keep pressing. What's the worst that can happen? Exactly why did you look out your window that night? Why? Why? Clowns don't need a reason to look out their windows, do they? That's not what I meant. I meant that, well, when we spoke yesterday... Once I had tucked myself in the bed, I heard this amazing noise. It was incredibly loud. It sounded like a giant thump. Maybe that's the sound of someone getting over the head. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. You forgot? Your Honor, the witness looked out of his window upon hearing a loud sound. He did not just simply glance out of his window that night. Oh yeah? That's right. I forgot to mention that thump, didn't I? Stop whipping people. That's not something you just forget to mention. That is not something you just forget to mention. I can't do the accent. Yeah, what she said. I believe it would be best if Mo were to revise his testimony. Very well, Mr. Curls, please revise your testimony. Well, here we go, the revision that we need. This should start turning the tables in our favor. I heard a huge noise outside the window, and that's what made me take a look outside. What was the sound like? Well, I guess it kind of sounded like, I guess you could say. Mr. Curls, may the court remind you that humor is unnecessary. No! How'd you know that was gonna make a joke? Ha! This guy is gonna make us lose the case, I swear to God, I hate him so much. I guess that the sound sounded like I suppose it sounded like someone getting hit with something very hard. It's very specific. How do you know what that sounds like? Yep, that's what it sounded like. Honestly, I don't believe you. Someone getting hit, huh? What then? You went to look out the window and you saw... That's when I saw two silhouettes. They were a bit far away though. Far away, you say? Two shreds, you say? If you had to say exactly, how far away were they? Let me think about that for a second. If my room is here, and they looked about yay big, I'd say they were about 30 feet from my window. Victim and killer, I'm assuming, is what VK means. Just 30 feet, that is not far at all. It was snowing that night, and I cut down on visibility. I see. Please continue with your testimony regarding the two shadows that you saw. It was the ringmaster, and he was with Max, who was wearing his cloak. Was a ringmaster wearing Max's cloak? Well, I guess the ringmaster wearing Max's clothes theory kind of goes out the window with this, if it's true, but let's press. Let's press on it. You'd say you clearly saw this, even though you were, by your own admission, far away? That's right. I had been thinking about it over and over since that night. But things didn't really make sense until I spoke with the prosecutor, Miss Von Karma. Of course you did. But now I am 100% certain that it was Max and the ringmaster that I saw that night. Just think about it. How could I be wrong if Max is always wearing his uppity symbols? Uppity symbols. Lawyers nowadays, do you even have to go to school anymore to be one? You don't have to go to school to be a clown. That's for sure. Kitty! Hi! Oh, you're so cute. Alright, everyone knows what to do. All together now, say it with Uncle Mo. No, no one wants to. See what I mean? It's always like this. The crowd never wants to go along with me. Why do you keep getting employed? Like, you can't even break it as an opening act anymore. I must really be utterly and completely worthless as a clown. Oh my god. Enough foolishness. Get back on track. Will the witness please testify as to what he saw, and only what he saw? I kept watching them, and all of a sudden Max clonked the ringmaster over the head. See, that's the thing. What was the loud noise? Was a loud noise someone getting hit with the head? Hit on the head? Hold on. The timing is a little bit off, bro. You say you saw the ringmaster get clonked over the head? Yes, I did. It's the climax of my story. He really does enjoy the completely random non sequitur. What would you say the victim was struck with? You mean the weapon? I have no idea. The weapon wasn't found at the murder scene, right? That's not what I meant. You did say you see everything, didn't you? What if this was Max and Ben that he saw? Like, was he actually in his room or was he in the cafeteria? Well, yeah, I suppose I did. Wait, no I didn't. I didn't see a weapon. I don't like this guy's voice. Kitty, you're so cute. What are you doing? You're the chunky girl. Did you or did you not see the crime of murder committed that night?
Objection!
Objection! I will not permit you to harass my witness in this manner. You had better have an excellent reason for attacking this poor clown. Because if you don't, you know what is waiting for you. Oh my god. A nice penalty. Jesus. Are you just gonna completely take me out? Isn't this a bit melodramatic? So what will it be then, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Do you have any clear basis to believe that my witness did not seize the crime?
So what if I say, of course I don't? I did go back a little bit. And I just want to see what happens.
Well, see, right now, I don't have a clear basis to be thinking that. Then this is just another one of your pointless efforts to badger my witness. Thus, you have earned yourself a penalty from me. Now, wait a second, Miss Von Karma.
Are you threatening to, like, kill Phoenix because he was asking a question?
This time, I do not feel the need to treat Mr. Wright so harshly.
That's right, what he said. Bailed up by the judge, what an honor indeed.
If we must penalize Mr. Wright for his display, I think a verbal censure would be best.
Huh? You know the rules, Mr. Wright. There is no room for baseless hounding in this courtroom.
That's what he said. I guess he really didn't bail me out after all. You know, most testimony and what he told us yesterday are kind of different. Yeah, I noticed. We've just got to pinpoint what's changed. You can do it, Nick.